very long day of car repair. If I've ever been in the mood of blowing things off, it's tonight. So
Okay, and we're
he didn't
live.
even ask.
Lio.
Hi,
No.
Lyle. I just noticed freaking Rouge is like, hey, somebody's trying to say that freaking what's it called? The new Harley Quinn thing is anti-Semitic because of here, let me just make sure that the audio is going for once. Testing. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Neat.
Excellent.
Leo, have you seen the new Harley Quinn show? By the
Yes,
way,
I have. Yes, I have.
Okay,
I
you're all
loved
caught
it.
up. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, caught up on all 2 episodes, right?
Right, I know. All 2 episodes.
I thought there were
all 3.
Yeah.
3 now, but yeah.
have not seen the 3rd one, but I have seen
Okay.
the episode in question.
The episode that presumably we're talking about.
Yes. So Bernie Inspector, you were just pointing out the person who invented freaking what's his name? Oswald
Yeah, the
Cobblepot.
creator is Superman. The creator of the whole thing that spawned the DC universe. Like, he's Jewish, so
Both the creators of Superman
yeah,
are
both
Jewish.
of them.
Yes. But besides all that, theoretically, if the guy in question that's doing this made the remark, he's like, "Oh, it's anti-Semitic." There's nothing I'd argue that Oswald Cobblepot does that's wrong on the episode, and I'm prepared to argue.
He acts like he's definitely being a good supervillain. That was fun.
Well,
I mean,
no. Like, okay, so it's his son's bar mitzvah.
it's his nephew's bar mitzvah. But yeah,
nephew's bar mitzvah. Some certifiably insane bitch crashes his nephew's bar mitzvah and tries to steal from him in front of his family while he's trying to become a man. I think he does the responsible thing and says, "Here you go, son. Go be a man," and gives him like the fire. No, is it a bit much?
Lets him shoot the umbrella, like, and then I don't know, like I'd have been like, yeah, all right.
She was a guest there.
Really
that was a complete disrespectful
inappropriate.
bullshit thing. No. That's not cool.
No. She goes on oh, that's you disgusting bitch. Ew.
Now, I will disagree with something you did say on Twitter, Andy. You said that the money wasn't stolen. That's incorrect. 99% of Oswald Cobblepot's entire bank statement is stolen money.
Yeah,
from
he's
somewhere.
a
Well,
bank
maybe
robber.
the statute of limitation on that money, But anyways.
Oh, hardly.
Okay,
But,
well, hold on. Again, you're doing something here. To know that, you don't see that in the episode. And
No,
he
you
says,
do not.
Yeah, no, and here's his statement. He's like, because of this show, it proves that Jews are corrupt. I'm like, I don't see that in the show. We know that, we know Oswald Cobblepot is corrupt, but they never explicitly show or prove any reason that he did anything. The worst thing he did is basically encourage his nephew to shoot her, which you could argue he came to his senses and didn't want to do.
Well, more importantly, like, the problem is this guy's putting the onus on it being Oswald. There's no indication in the episode that Oswald Cobblepot, Penguin, is Jewish. His wife is.
Yeah.
It's her.
Yeah,
it's
his
her nephew.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her nephew. Yeah. That's actually another.
By the
whoa.
way, if anybody in the chat, you should definitely check out the new Harley Quinn series. It's absolutely fun, amazing, freaking brony.
It's somehow being irreverent with its own stuff, which is a very difficult line to walk.
I get the feeling the way they depict Commissioner Gordon is how Anthony feels at the time. Well, they say it's all inclusive, but they charge you for everything.
It's all inclusive.
Oh, Jesus. That was a good zinger. That's right up there when Mel roasts me periodically. But anyways.
The level of stress you got to deal with.
Yeah, it looks bad. Yeah, he has a party full of supervillains, but are we going guilt by association?
Even guilt by association, like, to say, like, it's like, well, yes, we know the Penguin, a guy who makes elaborate capers, and this is his whole deal. Like, that's
well, in this case, I'd have to say it's a little bit different in this case for guilt by association. Usually, guilt by association's a social thing of, well, you hang around unsurly people, but usually those unsurly people aren't Bane, Scarecrow, and Two-Face.
Well,
and the Joker's a little different.
No, okay, all right, but okay, I was really trying there. I was. Speaking of painting people with a bad brush, I've seen that they've tried to lean on Bane being more Latino recently. I take offense to this.
Well,
yeah. What?
Originally,
where are you at with this?
No, I'm just trying to turn it around on the original accusation.
No, he is Latino. Okay. Like he's from Pinadora prison back in Brazil. That's where he's from.
So he's Brazilian.
Yes.
He's waxed. He's completely waxed all over.
I do like the fact that they're going for an in-between of his comic incarnation of being, a Brazilian and his Tom Hardy. Yes, I've got some reckoning.
Where the Hardy at? Well, I'm sorry, they were laying the meme on pretty thick in that, like, that one was just like, oh, they're gonna go complete full meme with that. I didn't feel like they were walking the line at all.
It bothers me when you call me a monster. It hurts my feelings.
Here, I want to go through this just a little bit here. Incredibly.
Yeah, let's go for a step by step. It's gonna be good.
Well, first we find out the Penguin is Jewish. We don't. We find out that he married someone Jewish. Let's see, Jewish stereotypes.
No, it's like a Walter from Big Lebowski. Like, excuse me, dude, I converted when I married my wife.
Yeah. But for the record, her nose isn't huge. The nephew's nose isn't huge. Penguin's nose is just that way. It has nothing to do. Unless this guy's
been since the 1950s.
Yeah, unless this guy is literally saying that Penguin, after potentially converting to Judaism, his nose grew out there. That's a you problem, pal.
Yeah, dude. No one here's thinking that happened.
Yeah, no. His Jewish wife is fat and ugly. I thought she looked like a mom. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't roll on Saturday. He doesn't do a caper on Saturdays, dude.
And as for the Jersey accent, what is that supposed to be particularly heinous? Is that the wrong?
He was, that voice was clearly a reference to Danny DeVito's performance in Batman Returns. So,
well, yeah, Hold on. In reference to the wife, okay, there is a stereotype within animation primarily that when you portray a Jewish woman, you usually give her that West Coast accent. That is something you can see in things like, say, Rugrats and a couple of other things. But it's because there's a lot of Jewish people in that region. That's why they tend to have that sort of accent. I mean, it's not necessarily an incorrect thing. It's not even a stereotype. It's just a fact of how things are. I mean, this guy's
having
getting
an East Coast accent. Is that really what we're?
Yeah, with East Coast. Yeah, this guy's being very angry. And the thing is, in the previous episode,
that's just a broad brush. Yeah.
In the previous episode, they make a joke completely about, well, we're white and we're rich, so screw the poor. Like, that went completely under this guy's radar. But this is what gets his attention.
The presence of an East Coast accent. This is a very broad brush we're painting things with here.
So there's
broad brush. We're on a spray can.
Yeah, this is. Got the airless sprayer out. Just
go ahead, Anthony.
So here's the whole part. Incredibly wimpy has never touched a woman. How young is that kid? Like when do you get your bar mitzvah?
13.
13.
13th birthday.
So we got a guy here going, oh, how dare the 13-year-old not be out there and be promiscuous? I think this is a you problem, guy.
Yeah.
Should I be investigating your Twitter right now, buddy?
Oh, the whole bit there was like. The kid was bragging about stuff he made up with his friends who were all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, like that was more like a teenage boys are full of shit joke rather than he's a wimp.
It's fair. It's a fair, sort of portrayal of how kids act around that.
Exactly.
They constantly talk about things they haven't done. Heck, we know adults that do that.
Yes.
But like. Okay, incredibly wimpy. Well, most kids that are 13 are wimpy. I know. I pick fights with them all the time. But let's see. One in an army base with explosions and screams for a present because No, it's because. Did you never play with G.I. Joes when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Oh my God! And let's go with the party favors at the Cobblepot bar mitzvah. Why? Bags of money, of course. Because no, it's not because rich Jews It's a throwback to old comics when they would run out of the bank and you'd have to to signify that they robbed it, so they draw little dollar signs on the bags. They're indicating that the Cobblepots are rich, and their idea of party favors are money.
So they have bags of
villain.
Cartoonish bags of money.
Well, it says too, don't forget party favors. I don't even know that those bags are full of money. Maybe it was just party favors on the bags. You know, they made it look like money bags.
Those could be, yes, that could be just bags of candy and stuff themed as old-timey, we're reaching here. But, like, a comedic sack of money, like from an old comic. What's in them? Party favors. It's got some chocolate coins, bag of Haribos. What else here? Oh, there's a couple of party regular things for a kid's party.
And I want to get back to the
bank
mom.
robber themed.
Yeah. The mom, as far as I can tell, is probably one of the only non-evil dipshits in the whole episode.
Correct.
Right.
Now, girls, I have to ask you to watch your language. That's great. But I have to admit, this guy, he's focusing so much on this, but he misses the best part of the entire episode, and that's Kite Man. How can you not love Kite Man?
I remember trying to sell the
naked man. Like from striptease. It's awful. Like.
Well, no. Well, I'll get into that in a moment, but I'm going to let Anthony have his say.
Well, the only reason I knew about Kite Man at all is because I know I Hate Everything would use him as a meme in the background, and I was like, they actually made this throwaway god awful character mildly entertaining, kind of like.
Actually, what they did in the Rebirth series that's currently going on in DC, specifically a couple years ago with the War of Jokes and Riddles via Tom King, they brought Kite Man back, and what they're doing with him is. He's well aware that his shtick is absolutely absurd. He knows it. They play it straight, and that's why it's great. But the thing is, his backstory is just as freaking tragic as every other actual villain or even Batman himself. The reason why he's a kite-themed villain is because he loved to fly kites with his kid, and Riddler killed his kid.
Oh, Jesus, that's brutal.
Yeah, they play this character straight because in the comics he's straight, and the fact that he keeps saying that one phrase, that's his catchphrase because they're aware that it's goofy and ridiculous, and they play it completely straight, and that's why I love Kite Man.
What's his catchphrase?
Well, it has a vulgarity in it, so I don't repeat it.
Oh, okay.
Here, let me pull up.
Yeah, Brony Inspector, could you read it off?
Yeah, for sure, happily.
Give me a moment here.
My best Kite Man.
Gotta pull up the image.
Okay.
Copy image address.
Man.
Go back to the chat. Let's see here.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, let's take a look at this. Is that a joke? Kite Man.
Hell yeah.
That's his catchphrase.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Shit yeah. Okay, we got something now. Shit yeah, I do.
Oh, Jesus, that's the best. That's worth the whole stream right there, guys.
And throughout the entirety of War and Jokes and Riddles, he gets to a point to where he winds up equipping other villains and Batman with kite technology, and they all start aping his catchphrase. So, one of the most tragic and hilarious parts of it. And yes, Jinjin Rose, I have heard of Birds of Prey. Various variations of it. The comics, television show.
I'm blank this screen here just to see if there were any replies on this, and I want to make sure that it stays YouTube safe.
Looking through, the only thing I was seeing is that they were bringing up Harley Quinn was also Jewish.
Was she?
Well, she's based to be Jewish.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, the original accent sounded very Joysian, so sure. I've never. She doesn't seem that concerned. Yeah, she doesn't seem that concerned with money if she was dating a lunatic like the Joker. I mean, probably the least profitable villain in the history of Gotham.
No, there's God, what's his name? There's another guy who swore.
Money losing, bankruptcy man.
It goes lower than Kite Man. There's Crazy Quilt. There's one guy.
You don't know that one? He was on the cartoon.
Oh yeah, Condiment Man. Yeah. Batman told him to shut up and then punched him in the mouth.
No, they had him on.
There's a guy who was Killer Moth. That's his name.
Okay.
He goes by something different now because he got mutated to a bug monster and he still sucks. Even his dreams show him always losing to Batman. So yeah, there are worse. Worse.
Getting flashbacks from the Toilinator from Codenade's Kids Next Door.
Oh my God, I remember that character. Good Lord.
I saw that show.
Go ahead.
I have something for the show that isn't anti-Semitic that people are complaining about.
Sure, let's keep it rolling.
They're complaining about the fact that Ivy had to administer the drug through kissing the underage boys.
It's a joke.
I thought that was just dumb fan service. If you don't approve of it, go ahead. I'm not gonna die.
Yeah,
on that hill.
I thought.
That's something they're bitching about.
I thought they did that specifically so they could have that dorky kid get back in line the second time.
That was
okay.
Some Ranma 1/2 style humor for the end here.
More importantly, when you're dealing with something like that, it's about how you move forward. Like if they moved forward in a sense to where there was tongue involved, or in a sense that there was actual physical attraction from the adult to the minor, or something like that, that'd be another matter. But this is clearly something they did to play with the joke, something to make fun of these kids, something to give you a good laugh. Mostly, you're still virgins forever, whatever. There is no attraction in that.
The joke was this is the closest they've ever come to doing anything, and they were all hype about it, and they're all full of shit.
It's the same joke as the teenage boy pretending that he's drowning, so the hot pool guard will give him mouth to mouth. It's not any different.
I'm not gonna shit on that movie that you're referring to. I believe you mean the
Sandlot.
Yeah, she waved.
I had no idea. It's just
she totally waved back at that kid. I laughed still, and I was like, it's the Sandlot. I'm not bitching. That thing's so ancient and freaking outdated.
The year was 1992.
Yeah, they're okay. So if you ever see the Sandlot, there's this little kid who's just sitting there freaking ogling and lusting after the female lifeguard, and whining that she's oiling, and he pretends to drown himself. And when she goes to blow in her, he winks at his friends, grabs the back of her head, and lays a long one on her. they bolt out of there after being called like a creepy pervert or something like that.
Yeah,
that movie's full of a lot of goofy ass memes and shit. Now, if people don't like the IV part where she's kissing the kids, I'm not going to tell you that you have to. I laughed.
I would have liked it if she just was we're not doing this.
I thought they were going to leave him to die. I really did. I thought they were
I thought she was going to leave him as trees.
Yeah. I thought that they were going to mutate, and they're I guess we killed a bunch of people again.
Well, I guess they're trees now.
That's what they would have done in Venture Brothers. They would have been they're dead now.
Well, they're not dead. They're just trees. I mean...
Well, I thought they said monsters, so I thought that they'd wind up attacking and killing their own family.
They'd lose all sentience. They would definitely be dead.
Okay.
All right.
Trees are alive.
You know what I mean, dog?
I know. No, I mean, they're not. 6 of one, half dozen of another.
I will fight you at the Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if considering Ivy's thing is usually to murder people when she kisses them, that would be the normal canonical thing. Would you people have been happier if she would have killed the kids? Yeah.
Oops, that one was poison. You're gonna die.
Death comes forward with all, Odokusaki.
Oh, I'd rather the kids die than she kissed them all. Yeah. Oh, yeah, way more.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look. What do you want? Warner Brothers just weren't willing to be as malicious as we wanted them to be. And you know what?
I guess.
If I could put up with Baby Yoda, you guys could put up with freaking a bunch of kids not dying.
Yeah, if I can put up with Baby Yoda for this long, I can. Yeah, I'll let the bar mitzvah attendees survive.
Good lord. My question is, what happened to the tiger?
There was a tiger, right?
Yeah, she brought the tiger there, and the tiger no longer.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, what happened there?
They did the rap video entrance, and then just didn't
take it on the way out.
Didn't bring it back with them. Actually, it just sort of disappeared. I think it was just sort of one of those sort of suspension of disbelief moments. But that's
I know what this guy would have said if he would have been like, "Oh, it's a Chinese party, and look at that, the cat disappeared. Imagine that."
Oh yeah.
No, dude, if I was on this show and I was running the staff, I'd make the tiger disappearing an ongoing joke about tiger attacks in Gotham.
Oh yeah,
people getting picked off.
Oh, that'd be a great gag to bring back. Like the tiger she just let go at the bar mitzvah is tiger's still loose at Gotham Mint. Third person dead this year.
Now, I will say there was some really good choices for casting. I think the guy who does the voice of Riddler is the same guy who does Ludo from Star Versus. So it's pretty dead on casting. Although
casting's been great. They had Will Sasso doing a dead on freaking Matt Foley motivational speaker voice.
Yeah.
Will Sasso doing a Chris Farley homage. Very cute. Very well done.
Well, I mean, they also got the same voice actor who did Batman from Brave and the Bold to do this Batman, which is perfect. Very tongue-in-cheek. I love it.
I can hear it now, damn it.
As sure as I am, this guy has sex with bats. All right, now. That's enough.
Now I'm going to think of him as Leo from now on, because that feels about right.
Yeah, perfect.
Freaking Calendar Man. They put Calendar Man in it.
And they made him work. The only time I've ever saw Calendar Man was in Hush, and he gets executed towards the end, doesn't he?
Yes, I think in the animated movie. But oddly enough, the thing is in the actual comics, at least pre New 52, Calendar Man was kind of like what Oracle, previously Batgirl, was for the heroes. He would get information for the villains. He'd time things out. He'd study them. He'd do all this stuff because they were trying to move him away from the goofiness that his character, by its nature, tends to exhibit, with the exception of his interaction with, say, the Long Halloween storyline by Tim Sale and all these other things. But I think that playing them straight, personally, tends to be the best option for two reasons. Number one, like, we already have to accept there's absurdities in this world. Most of the villains are literally insane, so it's best to just go whole ham on it. And secondly, there's a lot you can actually do with that, especially if we're talking about, like, calendar-themed robberies or things like that. Like, well, I mean, is it because of Calendar Man? Is it because of Two-Face if it lands on a 2? I mean, you could work a lot with that, honestly, if you really want to.
Never Two-Face if it ends with a 2. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, they did that.
Calendar Man could misdirect everyone if he wanted to.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
I don't know what we do with Crazy Quilt, though. He's a bit too far out there.
I felt like he was, what was the stretchy dude? I thought he was one of his villains.
Ooh, I don't think so. I think he was a Batman Rogue Gallery memory. Maybe he branched out past that, but I'm pretty sure he was originally a Batman villain.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of Crazy Quilt since either I saw it online or I saw it in an old Wizard magazine, if you remember what those were.
Oh, no, I remember Wizard. But the kicker is, like, he's not even a quilt in terms of, like, the bedding. He's quilt as in a quilt of colors.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
That could almost be a Green Lantern villain, almost.
Cool. What?
I mean, currently DC is kind of in its own mix, trying to align the Watchmen universe with DC via Doomsday Clock, so that's kind of a mess in and of itself.
Yeah, I've seen that a bunch of them were fighting Manhattan and doing poorly.
Yes, and Superman squaring up with him now. I figure with all the revisions and everything, they would at least give, Dr. Manhattan a pair of shorts or something, but nope, my stupid self thought that.
No, dude, that guy's dick is swanging, and that's how he's gonna be.
Dude, I love the fact that when Joker meets him, like, for the love of God, put some pants on.
No. This full dick all the time.
Jesus.
I see
like, that's why everyone wants to stop him. They're just tired of looking at his fucking dick waggling.
I know in the live action TV show they turned him into a black handsome Squidward. I'm still not sure what's going on with that.
Well, better than looking at his dick, I guess.
Not incorrect. I do concur.
Yeah.
All right, so we got anything else?
What this?
No, I think I guess that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Any parting thoughts, or we can actually call Time of Death? It's going to be the quickest stream ever. All right, let me just make sure that I'm all caught up here. All right, cool. And we're going to call it Death.